is Shari Levitin with the Heart and Sell podcast series, and we are chatting with some of the most amazing sales leaders, authors, entrepreneurs, and top performers in sales. This podcast is in celebration of you and your commitment to sell with heart and authenticity. You can pre-order my new book at heartandsell.com and enjoy this full podcast and many more as part of your purchase. And remember, what you do matters, but who you are matters more. I'm thinking of empathy in particular, and I've been curious to ask you this, Colleen. How do you teach someone to really care when really they're in that fear zone, they're in their reptilian brain, and yet they've got to pay their mortgage, or they've got to pay a medical bill, and now all of a sudden you're saying you really need to care and you really need to like that person. How is that skill taught?
Well, the very, very basic of empathy is it's pretty simple. It's paying attention. And there's some interesting research done by Shari Levitin. She wrote the book Bringing Back Conversation in the Digital Age. And this isn't to pick on the college-age kids, but empathy has gone down 40% in that group of students.
Wow.
And it's because everybody is on their technology. And the only way you can teach empathy is to know how something landed on another person. And so it's a paying attention skill. So if you take a look, even in Monday morning meetings, everyone's got their head down in their computers in their check-in meetings. And so even the managers aren't really highly attuned to what's going on because everybody's checked into their technology so much. So number one, you just got to teach people to pay attention, which is harder than you think today. And then the second piece is, it's simply, again, asking that question, what else could be going on here? And really allowing yourself to move into a prospect's shoes and see the world from their purview. So if you've got a hostile prospect, there's a pretty good chance that the last salesperson in there selling them something overpromised and undelivered. So now their feelings are, I'm stupid, I trusted this person, I was treated unfairly, and my time was wasted. So, it's not hard, but it does take time. But time means you've got to pay attention.
Well, and I love what you said about watching how it lands. And I'm thinking about technology and information overload and, obviously reducing attention span. I always say it's not a problem of attention span, it's a problem of interest span. We're not holding their interest because it's not about them. You're absolutely right. Go ahead.
Well, and there's a little bit of where I push back a little bit on the attention span. Because as and you're in the same world, you're facilitating, instructing, and teaching, and so we're being told the attention spans are 7 minutes. Now, personally, I don't even watch someone in my workshop that has the attention span of 7 minutes. Because if they cannot focus longer than 7 minutes, they cannot run a consultative sales call for an hour. End of story. So I believe we've got to quit buying into some of that myth. Now, yes, in training, we've got to change it up, etc. But for heaven's sakes, folks, my husband just had his hip replaced, and I'm so glad his surgeon didn't have to leave the surgery every 7 minutes because he didn't have the ability to focus.
Right.
So I think we need to start changing some of the rules in sales and quit buying some of these myths.